when I was a kid, back when the History Channel actually had anything at all to do with history or even learning anything, I used to watch a lot of those History Channel specials, and one of them was they were exploring lost shipwrecks that had been found, and they found a bunch of bottles of cognac on a wrecked, I think it was a Spanish vessel, and they brought the cognac to the surface and they actually drank it. And this is cognac that had been down there for 300 plus years, and they found that it was still drinkable. And I recoiled in horror that they would actually, drink that cognac, because I mean that's history, right? That's liquid history right there. How can you drink that? Well, I internalized it a little bit, and I came to the conclusion that at some point someone has to find and enjoy that cognac. Now, while a new in-box printer, which this is, isn't exactly 300-year-old cognac, at some point someone has to unbox it from its sarcophagus, which is brilliantly decorated, and enjoy the sweet cognac within. Let's tear it open. I don't really need the knife. I just put that there for dramatic effect. Are you scared? Like I kind of stab you through a camera. All right. So I got this printer as part of a deal, if you will, call it a deal, with that Macintosh LC2. That's what I really went there to buy, and my dishwasher is loud. Shut up, dishwasher. Bad timing, my friends. Bad timing. This came with the LC2. I got a really good price. I can't complain about what I paid for this thing. But I didn't buy it to look at it. I didn't buy it so I could put it on a shelf and say, gosh, in that box is a 20-year-old printer. I just didn't do that. That's not what I do. I use what I buy, and I buy what I use. There was once a time when I kept myself cool at night by the buffeting blades of a 1918 General Electric fan. Well, anyway, let's open it up. Let's take a look at this box, though. I mean, come on. This is. I mean, look at this. Look at this box. I mean, this is 90s Apple, guys. This is 90s Apple. There was a period of time when they were nuts with their boxes and designs and printing and stuff. Just admire that. Look, everything you need for brilliant color printing right out of the box. $100 software value included with this printer. Apple color printing CD. Calendars and stickers and card shop. Oh my. Let's open it up. So, the previous owner did open the box once, but he never started, never turned the printer on, never opened it up. You see what I mean? There's one of these for sale on eBay for $115. I just found it there. And check this thing out. This is a Canon Bubble Jet from 1996, rebadged as an Apple product. And let's take a look. This is going to be the box that contains the heads or the cartridges. Let's see. No, never been used. Look at that. So a little word about 90s inkjet printers. Please ignore the dishwasher. A little word about 90s inkjet printers. They were often single cartridge models, which meant that you had to, see, if you don't take this tape off in the next decade, it's going to just melt into the plastic. So you kind of have to unbox it. You have to do something. Because at some point, parts will begin to fail. Rubber components will dry out and break, and you know, you have to. You can't just let this sit for 40 years and expect it to be suddenly worth something. It just isn't. That's just not how it works. Anyway, so with these single cartridge models, which meant that you either had a color cartridge or a black cartridge, you had to have a container to store the unused cartridge when it wasn't, well, being used. And that's what this is. Some printers, and I think there was an option for the StyleWriter 1500. Look at that. Brand new. Never printed anything in it. Never been used. Never turned on. It is 22 years old, folks. 22 years old. Never seen a document. It's gone through 4 U.S. presidents. Well, I'm only counting 3. Bush, Clinton, and Bush again. And Obama. So Bush, Clinton, Obama. Yeah, 3 presidents. Look at that. Never freaking used. You may not see this again. But look at how cheap this printer is. I mean, this is really chintzy. I mean, this is chintzy. Look at it. It's got a very thin carriage bar. The platen is like that big around. I mean, look at this output roll. Look at how thin that is. Wow. It's plastic too. This is a Canon product. Now, Apple discontinued all of their in-house printers, their private label printers. When Steve Jobs returned, he's like, no, we're not in the printer business. We're not in the clone business either. And he said, you know what? You can tell Motorola to shove their Star Max up there. Yeah. And what was the other one? Power computing. Yeah, no more. That was in '97. This is one of the last printers Apple ever sold. And here's the accessory pack. What do we have? We have 2 brand new cartridges. Software. A brand new, which I'm not going to bother opening this, a brand new serial cable. Color StyleWriter 1500 Owner's Manual. 1996. We have our business reply mail. I wonder if that address is still valid. We should send that out. Here is a card you can put inside your printer to tell you which cartridges to order, which I'm pretty sure are no longer in production. Comes with 1 ink card, 1 black and 1 color cartridge. Now there was an optional head that would take a smaller black and a smaller color cartridge. That way you could actually print better text. So let me talk a little bit more about that. I know I didn't really mention, we didn't really talk about it. Back in the day, back when I was young, color inkjet printers, if they only had the 1 color cartridge installed, the level of the black text would come out as more of a brownish color. And that was just the way of life for these printers. That's just how it was. You know, you printed. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, and my classmates who had these printers and PC versions of it, they'd hand in you know, essays and documents and homework that was printed in what it looked like a grayish brownish color. Well, that's why. If you wanted pure black, you would have to take your color cartridge out and put your black cartridge in. That was life back in the day. Free gift. You get a free gift. Nice. Very nice. Very cool. So I want to see my free CD. Where the hell is it? Oh, I found it. Color printing CD. Oh, here we go. So here's our new Apple support card. That. Even there's a real card in there. Put that in our wallet, our collective wallet. We've got a software license, 1-year warranty, which is no longer valid. And we got Card Shop Plus, calendars and more, Sticker Shop Plus, 12 extra True Type fonts, personal publishing toolkit. Maybe we'll install that on the Performa. Now, in this accessory pack, we still have one more thing to open, and that, I believe, is our power supply. Which I can't. Ah, there we go. Here's our power brick. It's the size of a whale. Look at that. 1996, baby. High tech. I remember 1996. You know, in 1996, what were we listening to? Like Oasis, Wonderwall. That was before Smash Mouth came out with their, I think it was their debut album, Walking on the Sun. At least that was the first song I ever heard on the radio of them. Oh man, 96. When you needed to buy a computer in 96, you usually went to either CompUSA. Let's see, there were a few Mac dealers, very few Mac dealers. Let's see, what else would you buy? Where else would you go? CompUSA. Oh yeah, Radio Shack had their own private label, or their own private label, their own, it was a complete failed operation. Radio Shack had their, what was it called? Computer Town? No, Computer City. It was called Computer City. Oh man, that was awful. That was awful. Alright, this is the power supply. Look at that. 1996. What did my parents drive back then? My mom had a 1990 Oldsmobile 88 Royale, black with sport package. That was a nice freaking car. In fact, I think my dad was driving a 1983 Ford F-150 Explorer. Yeah, that's it. You can the Explorer package. Anyway, enough reminiscing. Let's print. Alright, to set up our new printer, what we're going to need to do, got the power connected, I got the serial cable connected. I'm going to need to put some paper in it. Pull out the paper guide. Now there's no output tray on this machine, which is kind of cheap, but hey. We're going to need to put our cartridges in there. Alright, so what we need to do now is we're going to turn it on. Like that. Alright, now we're going to put the cartridge in. So let's open up this one here. This is our, one of these is color. Ah, here's the color cartridge. This is a 1996 tricolor. Oh no, this is not good. Oh no, the seal is completely failed on it. This cover just came right off. Alright, well let's take the head cap off. Let's see what we got going on. This doesn't look good. Oh no. Oh dear. Ooh. I have a bad feeling about this. We'll lift this up. Put that in. Lock it in. Oh, seize it. Alright. Now to print a test page, we need to install our StyleWriter software. Might as well put this sticker in there, right? Alright, that moment has finally come. I think we need to test the printer out. Color print. Here we go. What's going to happen? I don't know. Let's find out. Don't go away. Will it print? Will it print in color? After 20 22 years. 22 years, first printout. Sounds like an old StyleWriter. Do you see anything? That doesn't look good. Uh-oh. Darn it. It's blank! No! No! Completely freaking blank! Alright, well, it looks like cartridges don't age like fine wine. Let's try something else. Let's do a print clean cycle. Clean ink cartridges before printing. The black cartridge might work a little better. To be honest with you guys, it might have more luck in black. Reason being, I think the black ink is thinner. It's less likely to congeal over time. See what she does. I've had bad luck with color ink and older printers these days. This wouldn't be the first failure for me. Yeah, that doesn't look good. No. Totally blank. Do another clean cycle, and I color notification best normal. One copy, all print, go. So here's what happens to these cartridges when they get old. The solvents, look at, there's no door open close sensor in this thing. Isn't that cool? So here's what happens. All the solvents in these cartridges evaporate. And it's just a fact of life. The pigment remains, but it dries up into a gelatinous, sometimes even more solid than that. Remember, these cartridges are 22 years old. So there was really no way they would work. Like, period. It just isn't going to happen. I may try to buy a set of cartridges for this thing, but I'm not holding my breath. The idea is you want to buy a cartridge that was refilled, not an OEM cartridge, because an OEM cartridge is 22 years old or possibly less. But a refilled cartridge, well, I guess I'm not even sure that's going to work. I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to get this printer working at all. Kind of expected that, which is why I was only willing to pay what I paid for. So, nothing at all. Let's try the black one more time. We're going to run another clean cycle through it. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it sees the cartridge. Okay. I don't think it did that the last time. Let's try one more time. When I go to print, what's it, black and white, print. Okay. One more shot, and then I'm going to bed. One more. Put this paper back in there. But yeah. Nothing. Blank. Blanco. Zilch. Goose egg. So these cartridges are shot. In case you didn't know. Yeah. I don't know if I want to spend money on cartridges that may be just another gamble or shot in the dark, but I may have no choice if I ever hope to use this inkjet printer. Sorry, bubble jet printer. That's what Canon called them. But that's it, man. It's not going to happen for us. Alright, well, you know, hey, at least we tried. Now, if I can find an ink refill kit, see, that still might not work because the ink has been sitting there for so long. So inside these cartridges, the ink is actually in a sponge. And so over time, as the solvents evaporate, which I knew this going into it, over time, they leave behind really just the solids of the ink, and they get, or whichever direction the cartridge is sitting, like in the box. By the way, here's the little refill port, in case you were wondering. You know what I should do is I should try to get some bulk ink, or maybe inject some alcohol straight into the cartridge. We're not done yet. In another video, maybe we'll deal with that and see if we can't get it to work. For now, I'm going to take my black and white my black cartridge. I'm going to put it in its little hidey hole thing and seal it up. It doesn't get any worse, right? So that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. I think I'd be better off trying to find some compatible Canon cartridges. You know, it's funny. There was a company that actually still had ink for this thing very recently. But they were charging an arm and a fortune for it, so I don't know. Okay, there you go, guys. Enjoy.